I ask you, is change good or bad? Most of us progress minded people would vote for change is good, isn't it? I have also always advocated and emphasized on the need and power of change during my talks and training sessions. But before you take it as it is, wait, because there is a trap. People say change is good because you have the opportunity to embrace new experiences. Let's first discuss what is change. Change is an act or process which makes something or someone different than what they used to be. But does it also mean that the new experiences will be good, or what you become after adapting to the change will always be better than what you used to be? No, not always. And this is exactly where the trap lies. Whenever life leads you to a situation where you think change is inevitable, you always have a choice whether to change or not. And if change, then how and how much? When you face a challenging situation and you take time to ponder over the impacts and the after effects of the change on you and the people who matter to you before making the change, chances are high that change will work in your favor. No doubt, change gives you an opportunity to experience and embrace new things. But pay attention to the word opportunity, which says, I am available. But you need not necessarily grab something just because it is available. What you choose depends on how you perceive the opportunity. Let me explain and clear my point with this beautiful story. A man had a beautiful family consisting a loving companion, his wife, wonderful friends, a flourishing business, and twin boys. His business was booming, and he was living a life anyone could envy. But things changed. His partner dissed him, and he lost everything he had. His twin boys were still young. Instead of trying to rebuild his business and bring the life back to the track, he took refuge in the bars and got into drinking alcohol. Alcohol tightened its grip as it often does, and the situation worsened. His friends started avoiding him. His wife was left with no choice but to do petty jobs to earn bread for the family. The man started stealing the money hidden by his wife for running the house. If he did not find any money, he would beat his wife and sell anything which could buy him liquor, and he would gamble. He would waste most of his time in the company of his alcoholic friends. He would abuse and pick a fight with everyone who tried to stop him from drinking and gambling. The family reached such a miserable state that many a times boys would go to bed empty stomach. Boys were brilliant, but their names were struck from school register because of non-payment of fees. The man, instead of correcting himself, misbehaved with the school staff and authorities and made no efforts to send the children back to school. Years passed. The boys grew. One followed his father's footsteps and became alcoholic, while the other left his home and continued his studies by doing random jobs during daytime and attending a special school at night. All this while, he secretly kept supporting his mother as well. Later, he started a small business with the money he saved and soon made progress. He married the girl he loved and bought everything he could afford to add to his wife's or family's comfort. He gave his kids everything he had missed, all the love, care, time, education, values, and comfort. He tried to help his brother quit alcohol and offered to send him to rehabilitation center too, but all in vain. People asked the alcoholic boy, "You and your brother are twins. Just see your brother and look at yourself. How come you two are so different?" He replied, "The credit goes to my father and my circumstances. sarcastically. The other boy too faced the same question, and surprisingly, his answer was also same. The credit goes to my father and my circumstances. And that was very deep and very thoughtful voice tone. Both the boys were brilliant. Both had same father, same experiences, same time, same circumstances, and same opportunity to change. Yet both were leading a different life. Why? Answer is choice to change. You become the change you imbibe. Change has the power to take you forward or backward. It also has the power to upgrade you and downgrade you as well. Hence the need to choose this power prudently. I can change my thinking from negative to positive or from positive to negative. I can change my good habits to pick up bad habits or give up my bad habits to pick up some good habits. Both the cases involve change, but there is huge difference in first and second choice in both the cases. So, whenever you want to change and you have to make a choice from the opportunities you have, it becomes imperative to ask yourself, do I really need to change? And why? What do I get if I change? What will happen if I don't change? What is the price I have to pay for the change? Is it worth? Is this change going to empower me in any way? Physically, mentally, socially, emotionally, or spiritually? I have changed a lot in past 15 years. And I must confess that all the changes have not been so good. Do you know? Just as you can unfollow and unfriend, you can unlearn and unchange too. And I am on my way to unchange what I should haven't changed. What about you? Remember, change is good, but only if it empowers you. If you feel that your older version was better than your current version, which may be in a particular aspect or overall personality, know that you seriously need to unlearn certain things and unchange certain habits and embrace the attitude and habits that help you create a better version of you and then the best version of you what you can possibly become. Remember, when it's time to change, don't fall for cheap temptations. Don't choose what is easy. Instead, choose what is right. It may be tough, it may be challenging, it may be painful, but trust me, it will be all worth. Waiting to see the best version of you. With lots of love. It's me, Usha Rajesh Sharma. See you soon. Till then, Namaste.